What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Big Road 206, and always here with the Keymaster 84.
Holla, holla.
If you didn't say holla, holla, I couldn't continue with the story. Anyway, guys, we are back with, we were talking about it. We're about 3 or 4 months into esports and news now. We were just talking about how much easier it is to compile the stories before we start. When I remember our first episode, it was a little daunting of a task to get it all together. So we're becoming seasoned veterans now. But anyway, guys, today we got a few stories that just span the globe of games. As always, our NA and EU League of Legends standings, Call of Duty standings, of course the ever so popular Halo story, a few fighting stories, and just a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a little pish, a little posh. So we're gonna kick it over to the Keymaster for the game update. What you got over there, Keymaster?
Nothing but bad news.
It's always bad news. It's never good news.
I'm just excited. E3 is coming up in June, which means that week I'm just gonna have just good news everywhere. It's just gonna be good news, rainbows just flying everywhere.
It's gonna even be worse news because all the people are gonna announce that all their upcoming games are not coming out soon.
Well, cross that bridge.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
But the bad news this week, boys and girls, is EA had their financial meeting, and EA's chief financial officer, Blake Jorgensen, said that the highly anticipated Mass Effect Andromeda will be available in EA's fiscal fourth quarter.
Ugh.
Now, a lot of people think when you say fourth quarter, that means winter, holiday time.
No.
That would be the fourth quarter.
Negative.
But exactly, because it's the fiscal fourth quarter, which means it'll actually probably not be coming out between January to March, somewhere in that time frame as of right now. So it is a slight delay because in the trailer at E3 2015, it did say holiday 2016 at the end of the trailer. So it does look like there is going to be a slight delay in the game. But, I mean, if it's like any other Mass Effect game, I'm not too concerned about it.
No, not at all.
So with that being said, that's really all the bad news I have and want to focus on this week. So what's going on over there, Big Girl?
Let's talk about some more bad news, as in some news that just reported for the company GameStop. I know there's a lot of people out there who have a love-hate relationship with this company just for the fact of their lowballing on trade-ins. But just recently released, I'm going to try to leave a link in the description below, but go over to GameSpot.com. That's where I read my information on this article. Lots of numbers in there. I only got some key points, but if you want to see their whole blowout for 2016, 2015, as far as their numbers ups and downs, it's pretty amazing to read. Just a few key points. Looks like GameStop thinks they're in a middle transition phase, and this is coming off of looks like the DLC and collectibles account for 25% overall of all their sales. They're hoping to bump that up to 20 or to 50% by the year 2019. And as you can imagine, as most of these console video games are going into a more digital age, that's probably why they want to boost those numbers up, because they're ever so popular secondhand. Their ever so popular secondhand business that accounts for $729 million a year.
That's an awesome pawn shop.
Yeah, I mean, people hate on GameStop. I mean, this is just this quick little opinion snip. We may do this as a bruh article because we always find our topics from this show. If you're making $729 million when nobody wants to trade in their games to you, you're doing okay.
You're doing something right.
You're doing something
for
right.
Sure.
Their net software game. Just a couple other quick things. Their quarter numbers are actually up from 3.48 billion, as in billion, not million, billion. Their quarter numbers are actually up from $3.48 billion to $3.53 billion. And for those of you who don't know math, that's $500 million in gain. Almost.
Honestly, not that impressive.
Not that impressive for the numbers.
For the numbers they're
for
talking
the numbers, as Keymaster made a point to me when I was reading this earlier. It's actually up 1.4%, and then the net software is down 4.4%. That being, they never really did a lot in PC sales. They were a lot in the beginning, as GameStop was acquiring all the smaller game.
Back
companies.
in my days, Shunny.
Yeah, back when it was like Funko Land for me. And what was the other one?
EB Games.
EB Games. They did a lot of PC sales, but obviously consoles took over for GameStop for their main moneymaker. So just a few little numbers there. Like I said, if you guys want to check out the rest of the numbers, go over to GameSpot.com. Just search bar GameStop fiscal 2016, and I'm sure it'll pop up. But I will try to leave a link in the description below. But that's it for that story, and I think, for once, the Keymaster has NA and EU League of Legends information in one section.
All in one little.
This has not happened since episode 1. People, episode 1, just so you know, has not happened since episode 1. Anyway, Key, what you got over there, the League of Legends? Hold on, let's get the Keymaster back here. Can't hear him. Come back to me, Keymaster. Come back to me, Keymaster.
Microphone.
There we go. Go for it.
Anyways.
Small little clip. Go for it.
So the reason we're able to do this big, beautiful bundle here of joy, all in one little nice little segment here, is it's literally just the promotion tournaments, which are actually my favorite matches to watch aside from the playoffs, because like these guys are fighting for their jobs.
Oh yeah.
I mean, like, this is legit. Like, you lose, you don't make the big money. You go play in the minors.
Yeah, some of these pro players make like 100. I mean, they got 6-figure salaries on the line.
Yeah. I mean, like guys like
Jorgensen.
Just Yellow Star. Guys like that. You're talking they're making 6 figures.
That's insane.
So when they're not,
that's salary, guys. That's not tournament wins. That's salary.
Yeah, that's just how much you get paid. Plus your winnings, plus your streaming
and your endorsements.
Yeah, they're doing fine.
Yeah, they're all right.
Anyways, moral of the story. We can talk about hours for that. So moral of the story is this: over on the EU side, at the bottom of the table, when everything was all said and done, you had Elements, Splice, and Giants Gaming. This week, what's going to be happening is they're going to be playing in the what I call this Survivor Series. It's actually what they used to call it. Now they call it the Challenger Series. But it has Team Rocket, Giants, and Splice in the very, very bottom. Elements barely missed it, have just beating one game ahead of Splice in the end. So Splice, Giants, and Rocket will be fighting for their spots. And then Copenhagen Wolves and Giants Gaming battled for their spot today, actually. And then Rocket and Team Huma are actually playing right this minute as we're speaking, so I really can't give you too much update on them. But I can tell you that Giants Gaming did defeat Copenhagen Wolves, which I was actually kind of shocked by. So they will be playing Splice tomorrow to see if they stay in. So we'll see what happens there. But make sure if you guys are watching it, make sure you guys go and share on your favorite teams. I'm sure they would greatly appreciate it. So over to the NA side, we have Team Dignitas. They'll be playing Team Dragon Knights, which I kind of hope I don't want to see Dignitas lose, but I kind of also want to see a team called the Dragon Knights in League of Legends. I just saying.
Dude, I swear League of Legends got some of the coolest team names out there.
Yeah, no, they
Unicorns
definitely
of
do.
Love. I mean, it's
Dragon Knights.
Whatever.
I mean, they're just great names. But yeah, so they got Dignitas versus Team Dragon Knights, and then Team Impulse versus Apex. Whoever wins between Dragon Knights and Dignitas will be going into a double elimination bracket with the Renegades, along with whoever wins between Impulse and Apex. They'll play each other, battle it out, and basically how it works is whichever team doesn't make it out of the double elimination, whichever team doesn't make it into the finals of that, is out.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so it's a little rough.
What happened? Did I
It's
just
a little
witness that?
rough.
What happened?
It's a little rough. But some other big news, guys, coming out of the LCS this week is, for the first time ever, some of the most popular casters, freelance casters for Riot Games, will not be at the mid-season invitational. That would be Monte Cristo, DOA, and Papa Smithy. They will not be at the mid-season invitational because they feel that their rate for how much they'd be getting paid is about 40 to 70% of what is considered the industry standard among esports. And so now they're talking CSGO, Dota 2, StarCraft 2, Halo 5, Hearthstone, Call of Duty. They're talking everything. So, be what it may. At the same time, I'm kind of like, well, that's what they're paying you for. So, so who knows? We'll see what happens in the end. But yeah, that's to be the first time that Monte Cristo has actually missed an event.
Wow.
Since he started back in 2012.
I was going to say, it had been a couple of years ago.
2012. The first time he's ever missed an event.
That's insane.
And then just some quick awards going down in the LCS. We have all the MVPs and whatnot. So MVPs from EU was Trick from G2. Outstanding rookie was Perks from G2. Best coach was Young Buck from, guess what? G2. And the first all-pro team was Cobra Chard from Vitality, Trick and Perks from G2, Steelback from Unicorns of Love, and Kasing from Vitality. And then over on the North American side, I know this is going to be a shocker to everybody. Rainover from the Immortals was the MVP of the spring split.
Ooh.
Outstanding rookie was Darduck from Liquid. Best coach Dylan Falco from the Immortals, and the All Pro team. So make sure you guys are listening to this one. You have Jensen from C9, and then you have Huni, Rainover, Wild Turtle, and Adrian from guess who? Oh, that's right, the Immortals.
Well, dude, you can't deny it. Immortals had a run there. I mean, they pretty much ran over everybody this year.
I know, but it's pretty bad. I'm like, so what? They threw in the one C9 player just to make it seem like it wasn't
just
a
to
clean
spice it up
sweep.
a little bit.
I mean, but don't worry, guys. Paul Bilter did make the second team all pro for League of Legends. He didn't make the first team, but he did make the second team. So literally every single player from Immortals made an all pro team this year.
Jeez.
Not bad for their first split.
Not too bad.
But with that being said, I believe we have some other news and another MOBA.
Oh, man, do we ever. So, for those of you who didn't know, which is I'm still learning about it myself, excuse me, for those of you who didn't know, there is a huge collegiate gaming esports community. I mean, huge, gigantic. They have tournaments, colleges play each other. It's pretty insane. In that news, Harvard University has been banned from further tournament play for this year, and it looks like a couple lifetime bans from TESPA originated tournaments. This is the Heroes of the Dorm League, which is Heroes of the Storm MOBA. They were caught account sharing, and it's in tournament rules that you can't do that. They were a top 16 team going into this tournament. Another notable ban that I found out while I was researching this story, University of Michigan, which was the top 64 team, had the same issue, quote unquote, as it said in the article. So Blizzard, TESPA, and the tournament investigators disqualified from competing in any organized TESPA tournaments, which are, come to find out, 60% of the tournaments for Heroes of the Storm collegiate. So they're pretty much banned. They will never make it to a finals again unless they have different players on their team. So pretty much all those guys on the Heroes of the Storm team, Team Ambush, which is Harvard's team name, pretty much any of those guys, seniors or not, will never play in the collegiate league ever again. And it looks like UC Berkeley and Indiana Purdue will fight for the top 16 spot that Harvard is leaving empty. So it looks like they're going to do a little playoff game to fill their spot and make sure their tournament goes on as welcomed. Quick note here, April 9th and 10th at Central League Field in our home state of Washington, the finals for the collegiate, the top four from the collegiate league, is fighting for $500,000 prize pool money, not including the winning team will also win each a cyber power built PC and tuition compensation for the length of the league, and that is for per school, because obviously different schools for different tuitions. So if you win the tournament, you not only win your share of $500,000, you're probably getting yourself a good $1,000 to $1,500 brand new gaming computer, and depending on what school you go to, you're probably pulling another about 10 to 20K in tuition help. So
sign me up.
Not bad for a little bit of a win on playing Heroes of the Storm in Collegiate League. So I know there is a League of Legends Collegiate League. I know there's a Dota 2 Collegiate League. It looks like colleges are going to start making their own esports brands. So it may be the next step of an evolution. You don't know. But as of right now, that's what I got on that story.
I love the schools that are involved in it.
Yeah, I mean, there's anyone from like Harvard and like University of Michigan or UC Berkeley.
Yeah,
but then you go down to like smaller trail teams like Indiana Purdue or I think San Jose State has a team.
Yeah, but I just love how it's not like USC.
Yeah. Yeah. So, I mean, these little, probably schools that aren't really banking on their quote-unquote big sports teams to make revenue, they're trying to find other ways. They're actually recruiting, and like people can get scholarships for playing at these schools. I found out, so it's pretty crazy. It's pretty insane. But like I said, for winning the finals tournament, if you're the top 4 team, you're winning your share of $500,000. So you place 4th, we'll say you walk away with 10 grand. Let's just say roughly, you walk away with 10 grand. If you're the first place team, you're probably walking away with $50,000 to $60,000 in prize money, but then you're also walking away with a $2,000 gaming computer, and you're walking away with $10,000 to $20,000 in tuition help. I mean, that's huge for a college person who has no money. I mean, if you think, I went to college, and I went to a trade school, and I still had no money when I was in college. So I can imagine what people at Harvard, or UC Berkeley, or I think it was what was the Pepperdine? I saw was one of the teams. Yeah, so I can imagine how much that's going to help those poor, starving college children. Anyway, with some more MOBA news, I think Keymaster's got an update on some Dota 2 stuff.
Yeah, we're going to be keeping it in the Dota 2 scene here. So the Manila Major is coming up. So the deadline, because they have to have their rosters locked in, is actually on Monday, the 27th. So of course, shenanigans always seem to happen right before a roster lock-in. So apparently, Team Secret dropped 2 of its members. That would be Misery and W33. In favor of 2 people from the 2015 International Dota 2 champion winning team, Evil Geniuses, Arteezy, and Universe.
Oh, wow.
So Arteezy and Universe have gone over to Team Secret. So that, of course, threw everybody into chaos, because with that happening, now you have 2 players who were on Team Secret that are now free agents. You have 2 spots open on EG. It just... chaos is assumed, and this is why I strongly do believe that leagues like this need to have, trade or transaction, windows.
You remember Call of Duty tried to do that a couple years ago, and it just screwed everything up.
Yeah, that is true.
Not that Call of Duty is anywhere near as big as Dota 2 is in the esports terms, but they did try to implement some kind of trade and deadline and clauses and this and that and the other, and it just made everything so complicated.
No, it is true, but at the same time, it keeps from, because you gotta think about it now. Evil Geniuses, this happened on the 22nd, so this was on, what was that, Tuesday?
Yep, Tuesday.
So that's happened on Tuesday, so they literally have 6 days. They literally have 6 days to figure out how they're going to replace 2 players for the Dota 2 $3 million tournament in Manila. I mean, that's kind of, not very cool to me, but, whatever. It is what it is. That's the nature of the business, and that's what people will do if they think they have a better chance of winning. But yeah, so that's what happened. So there is still a little bit. I mean, we probably won't know everything that's going to happen as far as all the moves, because there are still moves even being made right now. I don't want to go over them all right now because I'd rather just wait until they're finalized. Because then it's like reading you one thing and next week I'm going to read you something else about the same person. So with that being said, guys, yeah. So if you guys are big Dota 2 fans, make sure you guys are watching out and going on Twitter because that seems to be the place where you find out that news first. So,
get it all out there, buddy.
Just saying, throwing it out there.
Throwing it out there.
But with that being said, we're going to change some stuff up and going to be doing some comboing moves down over there in a Big Rose Fighting Corner.
Combo Breaker! Hey guys, I got some updates on the final round tournament. Street Fighter V especially. So it looks like Infiltration, who is sponsored by Team Razor, has won the Street Fighter V final round tournament. This will be the first time since I was reading, the first time since a Team Razor sponsored professional fighting pro player, or sorry, yeah, you guys understand what I was saying. First time a Team Razor sponsored pro player has won a tournament since Razor's infiltration into the fighting game world in 2012. Infiltration has done 5 top 10 finishes and 4 top 5 finishes over his career. This will be his second tournament win. Final round being probably the second biggest tournament of the year, opposed from Evo. So shout out to Infiltration. Good job, buddy. He beat some really good pros to win that tournament. So a little bit of extra fighting news. The Capcom Pro Tour will continue in NorCal Regionals in 3 weeks. So looks like the next tournament's going to move through California, and we're just working our way to Evo, man, and then Las Vegas. I would love to go to Evo in Las Vegas. That would be so much fun.
Sign me up for that too.
Yeah, sign me up for that. I mean, not only am I a fan of video games, but I'm a fan of fighting games, as you can tell because I talk about them every week. And to be able to be a part of the biggest fighting game tournament of the year, and it be in Las Vegas, which is my favorite city. Yeah, my name's already etched in stone.
Just a win-win.
It's a win-win. So not much on the fighting game tip. I will have more information for you guys probably in another week or two leading into the NorCal Regionals and other tournaments coming up. And I'm going to try to get some other games. But Street Fighter is the biggest fighting game, so you'll probably hear about that more than others. But I know we got some Smash Brothers tournaments coming up. Also, the Poke Tekken is becoming pretty popular since its release last week. So I'm sure we'll have some more news on that next week. And also, I heard a little inkling, a little pinch that there's a resurgent in an old school fighting game. But I'll share that with you guys next week. And I think, segue, it looks like Keymaster has a little more PlayStation 4 information for us, as he's been our go-to PlayStation news guy. So,
which is ironic.
Hey, I didn't want to do it. I'll keep that shit out of my mouth.
Which is ironic.
Anyway, Key, what you got on that 4.5, buddy?
So, this will be a hanging with the bread topic.
Oh yeah, we'll make it work.
I'm just going to stay with that right now. I don't care if I have to do it by myself. So, according to Digital Foundry, if you guys know who Digital Foundry is, they are the website to go to if you want to know if your game's playing at 60 frames per second, if there's any lag time, if it's dropping any frames. Basically, they're all about the benchmarks. They're all about the testing, stuff like that. So they confirmed, they independently verified a report that was published last week, which said that there was a new version of the PlayStation coming out, but that would have an upgraded GPU. They have come to learn that people are now calling it PlayStation 4K. Now, normally I would be fine with this, but Digital Foundry has come to the conclusion that while it may be capable of playing high definition media in some technical aspects of 4K spec PC or 4K spec gaming, such as the high dynamic range and the hardware upgrade that it's currently and the hardware upgrade in order to step into 4K, it won't be able to do native 4K.
That's weird.
This is going to be happening, guys.
So you're going to have to own a 4K TV to run a PlayStation 4?
Yeah.
That's fucking stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, we would have to have a 4K.
Excuse my language, that's fucking retarded.
But basically they're saying that there's 3 paths that they could see them going down. The first involves them making tweaks to the current hardware. Decreasing the microprocessors, and since there are newer microprocessors, especially with the improvements that AMD's been doing lately, you can make everything a lot smaller, take up less room. You can do scaling within the chip, within the existing PS4 chip, so you can allow for the 4K features that you want, or you don't actually upgrade anything, do some minor boosts, and then just make it slim.
I'm just saying it's retarded, dude. I'm just saying. I mean, again, this is just opinion based, and I'm biased because me and Keymaster are both openly, as much as we're open about our love for the green wall, we're just as open for our love for Xbox. This is why I moved to Xbox, because PlayStation is doing some stupid crap. I mean, my console is going cross-platform. My console is reimbursing me for the time that I have missed when they were having server issues. So PlayStation, do whatever you got to do. I do want to own your console, but if that's how it's going to be, I'm not anywhere near ready to own a 4K TV yet.
No.
I don't have that kind of dough just lying around.
Well, and just so you know, one of the things that will be coming out in PlayStation's 3.5 update will be the ability to play cross-platform between PlayStation 4 and the PC.
That's crazy. Yeah.
Too bad Xbox has had that for already like 5 months. But just saying.
Xbox has been dabbling in that for years.
Anyways, more of the story is, so PlayStation fans, be prepared to open up your wallet if you plan on getting that, because I'm sure it will not be cheap. Never comes cheap. But anyways, let's cut it over to another PlayStation timed exclusive for you guys. And Big Ro, what do you got?
Call of Duty time, baby. So we are in the midst of Season 1 of the Call of Duty World League. Few updates for you. Just to kick it off, in the Australia-New Zealand bracket, it's already been decided. The Season 1 champions is Team Mind Freak. They won their stage earlier in the week. There are obviously not as many teams in that bracket. There was a small 14 playoff between Mind Freak, Team Immunity, Tainted Minds, and Orbit GG. Mind Freak 4-1 Team Immunity to get into the championship against Tainted Minds, and then 4-0'd them. So shout out to Team Mind Freak down there in the Australia-New Zealand League. They did their thing, man. They did their thing for sure. And now on to, we'll get the other one out of the way, the EU bracket, which is a little bit larger than our New Zealand Australian one. That is a 16 playoff. So, and the number 1 seed is, you got Team Infuse, number 2 is Millennium, number 3 Epsilon, number 4 Splice, number 5 XL Esports, and number 6 is TCM Gaming. So for the stage 1 of the finals, you got Splice and XL Esports fighting it out for the chance to play Team Infused in the semifinals, and then you have Epsilon and TCM fighting for the chance to fight Millennium in the semifinals. My guess is going to be Infused and Millennium in the finals, only because they were sharing the top spot for probably the last 6 weeks. They are the 2 of the best teams in that league there, and I feel like they're going to go 1 and 2 as far as the finals are concerned. I'll keep you guys updated. Those games will be played April 2nd, so next weekend. So I'll have an update for you guys on the semifinals next week, and then the finals the week after that. And then on to the ever popular NA. Oh, our boy.
So excited.
So excited. So it was decided out of the 12 teams, 8 of the NA teams will make it into a bracket playoff.
It's so rough for the other 4.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, it wasn't bad because it was a pretty clear cut on who the top 8 were going to be. Not many games deciding who's going to be on the bubble and not coming into the week 11. So the 8 teams are TSM, Luminosity, Complexity, Envy, Elevate, Phase, Rise, and Optic. That's 8-1. Obviously, our boys in green are on top, number 1 seed, 20-2
Straight
overall
killing
in season 1. No one's touching them right now. Envy made a little bit of a climb from the 7th position up to the 5th position in the last week, 4-0ing both their matches last week to secure themselves the number 5 seed. I have that bracket. Where's that bracket? Okay, so the stage 1 finals, the quarterfinals sit as this. They're going to be group play, group A, B, C, and D. So in oh wait, that is not what I'm looking at. Hold on a second. That's for something else. My bad. Hold on. What is that for?
It's always the bracket plays that screw you up.
Yeah, sorry. I'm still getting used to this tournament play. Keymaster's a lot better at this because he follows League of Legends a lot closer.
I'm very technical and things like this.
Yeah, very technical with that. So what they show for the North American Stage 1 Finals, quarterfinals are as sits. Optic Gaming at Seed 1 will play Team Solomid, who's its 8th seed. Elevate will play Envy, which is 4 and 5. Phase will play Complexity, which is 3 and 6, and then Rise will play Luminosity, which is 2 and 7. I have the Phase and Complexity and the Elevate and Envy games as the must-watch quarterfinals.
So every game besides the Optic game?
Well, I'm not really, because I think Rise will have no problem with Luminosity, honestly.
Oh, okay.
And obviously true. Optic's not going to have a problem with Team Solo Mid. Just, I mean, any given Sunday, just like they say in football, any given Sunday, something can happen there. But with the way that Elevate, Envy, Phase, and Complexity have been switching between that 3, 4, 5, and 6 spot all season long, I think that's going to be where your money's going to be made in the quarter and semifinals. I predict Envy will pull it out against Elevate, and they'll go on to play Optic and obviously get blown out in the semifinals. And I think FaZe can squeak by Complexity, but Complexity's been giving everybody a lot of problems. They've been one of those up and down teams, but if they're hot, they're hot. They're not, they're not. So hopefully FaZe will hit them at a not spot. But I think FaZe will pull it out there, and they'll go on to play Rise, and that FaZe Rise matchup in the semifinals is going to be a huge one. So just like the EU guys, I'll have the semifinals updated for you next week, and then the finals the week after that. I should have everything. Everything's going to go down in the ESL studios in Burbank, California. And it looks like the teams that were in the bottom go into a group play for the World Championship. So I'll figure that out and give you guys some more information on that next week, because that is just confusing the crap out of me for stage 2. Anyway, on to Keymaster. He's got a couple quick little stories. DreamHack and the Halo. Exciting Halo news, because it's even news that I don't even know yet. And then I'll come back at you guys with an outro. We are almost done with this episode. We're already at 33 minutes. This is going to be a longer one. Key, are you there? Let me see if I can get him back. Keymaster. Come in, buddy. There you go.
There we go. All right, here we go.
All right, so we're going to go to we're going to go into the Keymaster with a DreamHack and Halo story, and then after that, I'll hit you guys with an outro. Keymaster, what you got, buddy?
DreamHack. Counter-Strike. North America.
Dun, dun, dun.
There have been 3 teams invited so far. Your Intel Extreme Masters, Katowice, because everybody let me mispronounce it the other week. Nobody reminded me in the comments. Thank you, everybody. But anyways, the runners-up, Luminosity Gaming, followed by Counter Logic Gaming, and last but not least, Team Liquid. 3 of the top teams in the game right now. Like I said before, Luminosity was the runners-up at IEM. Counter Logic Gaming is always considered one of the top teams in North America. And then Team Liquid is always that team who always seems to show up come tournament time. So far DreamHack's looking like it's going to be pretty big. They will invite 3 more teams, while the other 2 will be decided in a North American qualifier coming up this weekend. So that being said, we have to move on. Halo.
Dude, hit me with it. Hit me with it. I'm so excited.
Halo. First, let's get the nitty gritty out of the way. The basic news.
Okay.
Halo Tournament Series had their tournament last weekend. CLG $1 million. Allegiance $500,000 for coming in second. That hurts that hurts the pocketbook. You know, Allegiance is going to be looking for some payback. But here's the big news. Halo Pro Series. It's coming, boys and girls. Halo has decided they're going to be partnering up with ESL. ESL seems to be the hot the company on the block ever since MLG was bought out by Activision.
Yeah, they're the biggest secondary company right now.
Yeah. So ESL is partnering again with Halo, and actually, Halo franchise director Frank O'Connor has stated that they are going to make this a long-term partnership. So we'll see what in the long term. But as for the short term, Pro League will be in North America and Europe, and they hope to expand into other regions in the near future. They will be having weekly tournaments, and it will be an emphasis on professional play. But this is the part that I'm excited about. There will be a Challenger League.
Ooh.
That anyone can participate in. It will be called the Challenger League because participants once a week will be able to challenge professional teams and possibly steal their spot in the Pro League.
What?
Yes, that's right.
Looks like Keymaster needs to get himself 3 other players and start playing some Pro.
Dude, I read that and I was like, what? Oh, shit. I gotta get on that. They haven't released too many details, haven't released a lot of the rules yet, so of course everybody's waiting to see what goes on. There have already been people moving within the scene, and yet again, just like with the Dota thing, I'm not going to come out and tell you guys about it until everything's said and done. It's just, you know, I don't want to have to keep on repeating the same names over and over and over and over and over again. But with that being said, guys, so make sure you guys are keeping your eyes out for the Halo Pro League. It's probably going to be coming out this spring. Pretty quick turnaround.
Which is good because I think Halo gained a little steam going into this.
Yeah,
last
they
tournament.
They're the little engine
iron's hot right now.
Yeah, they're the little engine that could, and they're just going up that hill right now.
And a side note, their communities will pull their head out of their ass and really take advantage of what's going on right here. These people throwing the money at these tournaments and these leagues. These pro players need to get in on that streaming game. They need to get on that YouTube game. They need to start helping the community grow because though the Halo is a popular game, the community is not nearly as strong as Call of Duty or League or Dota or any of these other esports team or esports games. And I think Halo has the opportunity, and it definitely has the history to be a mainstay in esports. So they need to get on it and help out their situation.
Preaching to the choir there, brother. That's actually, if you guys go back in our history and look at one of my vlogs, there's a whole vlog about the whole situation that I talked about.
I'm just touching bases here, brother. Just touching bases.
But yeah, no. So make sure you guys are watching out for that. We'll have more information as it is released. But yeah, guys. With that being said, Big Ro, take us out.
All right, guys. So that was a great episode of Esports and News. As always, I'd like to thank the Keymaster84 for all his input and help, because he's the one that pretty much keeps this train going. And if it wasn't for him, I probably wouldn't do it. So that's just being honest. Anyway, guys, if you guys liked the video, as it says on the bottom below my head, like, comment, subscribe. If we leave any links in the description box below, don't forget to click on them because they're obviously there for a reason. And as the Keymaster always says, we play games to make gains. Haters gonna hate. We'll see you guys on the next video. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.